over the weekend. They beat Madagascar by 3-2 at Nairobi's Moi International Sports Center. It was a wonderful final, wonderful game. It didn't have to travel into extra time. In the end, it was Morocco that emerged as the best team in the competition. And Lamloui scored 5. He scored 5 to put him ahead of Tabiso Kutumela of South Africa, Alan Okello of Uganda, and Soufiane Bayazid of Algeria, all of whom finished with 3 goals in the competition. So Oussama Lamloui doing amazing stuff for himself and for the Moroccan team. Let's get some local perspective to what happened in the CHAN final. We've been joined by our colleague from Sporty FM Kenya in Nairobi, David Kinyanjui, and he's joining us. David, good morning. How are you doing? And how is Nairobi this morning?
Good morning. It's looking fantastic. There's some sun today, so it's fine.
Wonderful. I like that. Thoughts on the CHAN final? It came to an end over the weekend, played in Nairobi. That's your home city. Morocco emerging winners, 3-2. They beat a very brave Malagasy side to win their 3rd CHAN. What did you make of the game? Your overall impressions of the encounter as Morocco won their 3rd CHAN tournament?
I mean, I was impressed by the final. It lived up to the billing. I was hoping we don't see a KG affair, like those 1-0 kind of wins. And we got plenty of goals and fantastic goals as well. Madagascar, they had a very good goal. I think the second, is it the first one or the second goal? It was really good. And then, of course,
I think it's the first goal. The first goal they scored.
Yeah, the first goal for Madagascar was sublime. And then Morocco, of course, after the tempo, and they scored another banger, and especially to win it. And for me, that's how you win a tournament. There's no better way to win a tournament than with such a fantastic goal. It's like Liverpool and Arsenal, what they did. So it was really good. I love the performances from the two teams, especially Madagascar, to be in their first final, in their second appearance. That was really good, and also scoring 2 goals as well. Fantastic. But then I guess it just goes to show Morocco how good they are as a team. Yes, they might concede, but they will score as well, and they never stop coming at you. So, I mean, it's fantastic, really. I mean, I feel good. Like Kenya, we managed at least to beat the CHAN champions. I don't think there's any other team that can say they actually beat the CHAN champions. So, it's fantastic. But that's exactly what we wanted to see. Also, the turnout in the stadium was fantastic. People attended and they were excited, and I feel like it's a vindication of having the final in Nairobi. A big turnout. And then the 5 goals in the final, and fantastic goals as well. It's everything the doctor ordered for us.
You mentioned the turnout. I watched, portions of the game. I noticed that the ground was full. Tell me what efforts were made at a local level to get a lot of people to go? Because typically, if the host nation is not in the final, many fans would not want to go. How is it that fans went? What was the motivation? How were fans sent, or how is it that fans were able to be convinced to go and watch a final that didn't have Kenya in there?
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show we do love football here in Kenya. Indeed, it doesn't have to be Kenya playing. It can be any other team playing, but you still show up because we do love football. And then again, it's a CHAN final. We've never had a continental final here in I don't know for how long. It's been a long time, almost more than 20 years or something. So it was really good for the fans to go watch a final, and then watch a team like Morocco, who we have played against. We know how good they are. We have seen them when they beat Tanzania in the quarters, and how they did in the semis. So it's if you want to get entertained, you definitely do want to go to such a final where Morocco is there, right? And then, of course, the tickets were affordable. The accessibility was a bit better now. No instances of a rowdy crowd, and people were organized, and the organization was a bit better now, because there have been so many instances of poor organization, and that was not seen there. And basically, just because football fans, we love football in Nairobi, so we had to attend, and our attendance was totally vindicated by that. And also, of course, there's a lot of measures being put in terms of accessibility, proper advice on the traffic rules, and being told in advance on what to check out for. So people are well organized. But I think above everything else, it's just that we love football, and that's exactly what made us go there. And also the tickets were sort of affordable as well. So it was all systems go.
Wonderful. Let's talk about legacy, really. For Kenya, what what do they learn from this? What does it mean? And potentially, what could this be the start of in terms of Kenyan football and the way forward?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's fantastic for us, the fact that we were in CHAN tournament. Regardless of whether we qualified by hosting it or not, we were really happy, right? And then we scored 5 goals. We were able to keep clean sheets. We were able to show our resilience even when we went down to 10 men. I think it's fantastic for us. It just goes to show, like, our league is coming of age. We are having fantastic footballers from here. Even the fact that even after this, there is a striker, Ryan Wesley-Ogam, who was one of our top scorers in the tournament, got a move to Austria. He's going to a team that is in Austria, a team that is playing in the Conference League.
Okay.
I mean, we are battering Manchester United fans that their team cannot even afford to play against Ogam because, they are not in the Conference League. So it's having such a trickle effect of our domino effect of having even some of our best players getting poached and getting to go play internationally or outside Kenya. It's just fantastic for us. And then again, now we hope to see, like, the turnout we were seeing in those matches. Can we now focus that on the local matches? So that's something we're waiting to see, and I can't wait because the local league starts in, I think, almost 2 weeks, in 2 weeks or 10 days' time. So I'm waiting to see how exactly that's going to happen, but I'm super excited. It's good for us as a country. And, of course, the few mishaps that we had there, I feel like should serve as a learning curve of when AFCON comes in 2 years' time. So I'm starting to feel like we're getting ready as a nation, embracing football and loving it and showing love to our footballers as well. It's really fantastic. I hope we can pick it on from here.
What do you think it will also mean for the larger Eastern African football terrain when you cast a glance across Uganda and Tanzania? What do you think they would have learned from this experience of hosting the CHAN tournament?
I mean, the biggest one, of course, I feel like this was just a try decks for the AFCON. So I feel like even for them, they have learned what to do and what not to do. So I think they have learned that. They have also learned that their football is also good. I mean, they topped, like Tanzania, they topped their group. So their local league is good. We know their local league is good, but now it's sort of like getting to actually get that vindication, like, yeah, we are actually very good. Even Uganda as well. Like, there's one of their guys called Alan Okello. He was being linked to the move to South Africa. He was being linked to the move to one of Kenya's biggest team, Gor Mahia. It's actually the biggest team in Kenya anyway. So, yeah, I mean, going to show again, love for football is there. Your guys are very good in football. That means your local leagues are good. Give them the support. And then whatever lessons you learn from this, hosting this tournament, use that to better when AFCON comes knocking in 2 years' time. So I feel like, for me, that's the most important thing. Learn the lessons from this, make it better when AFCON comes, and prepare yourself even better, and more so embrace your local leagues and, show love to your local boys, the boys who play in the domestic league. Often than not, the love goes to the guys who play internationally. Those guys who play in Europe and all that stuff, those are the guys that can get the love. Now we need to give love as well to the guys who are playing in the local leagues because they are good.
Finally, David, what will be your own personal high points of the CHAN tournament from start to finish? If I asked you to pick 2 or 3 standout moments for you, which moments would you choose as your standout moments of the 2024 CHAN?
Oh my God, like I have several, not gonna lie. The first one when we beat DR Congo, the first ever CHAN tournament that we participated in, and we won that game, and we won against 10 record winners because they were 2-time champions then. That was fantastic, and keeping a clean sheet were at it. The other one for me was attending a match where Morocco were playing against Angola, and I got to witness that, and I was watching that game live, and I was watching it under the sunset, like I was getting sun-kissed in the evening watching football, and then that translated to watching football under the floodlights because, by the second half it was already dark, so floodlights. I'd never watched football under the floodlights because we never have like nighttime matches here in Kenya, football matches. So that was the first. That was really interesting for me. And then, of course, I also went to watch Kenya versus Angola where we went down to 10 men, I think the 21st minute, and we held on. That was really, really good. So, like, watching that first hand was so surreal for me, not gonna lie. And then, of course, the other one was when we beat Morocco. Those for me are, like, the higher points. I have, like, 3 of them. When we beat Morocco, watching football under the sunset, translating to floodlights, and beating DR Congo in the opener in our first ever CHAN tournament match.
Well, great stories from the CHAN. David, thank you so much. Congrats to Kenya for managing to pull it off together with Tanzania and Uganda. And congrats to Morocco. Finally, before I let you go, your thoughts on the Moroccan team. My colleague Raymond and I were talking about Morocco in relation to the next AFCON later in the year. Do you think that, let me phrase the question this way. Which players would you expect to see at the main AFCON in December? Which Moroccan players from this CHAN team and tournament do you think have a chance of breaking into the main Moroccan team for the next AFCON in December?
First of all, it's a no-brainer. This is the easiest one of them all. Lamloui. He has to be there. He has to be there. He's the CHAN top scorer, 6 goals. He scored some fantastic goals as well. I think for him, he has to be there. Their captain, was he called Mehri? Like that or something. I think he was also a sublime one. He was the man of the match in a couple of matches where they played. I watched him against Angola. He was sublime as well. I think he might be there. I would easily single out those two.
Okay, those two as players you expect to see in the next AFCON.
Yeah, bare minimum.
All right, David, thank you so much. Congrats again for pulling it off, and we wish you the very best. I'm sure we'll speak again soon, Dave.
Sure, indeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was David Kinyanjui, our colleague, joining us from Sporty FM in Nairobi, Kenya, sharing his thoughts on the tournament. And he's been with us from the beginning, giving us very interesting insights into the competition, its organization, and its legacy. Ray, and it's a very important thing. I'm very interested in what this does for Kenyan football at a local level. I hope it stimulates something, and I hope they build on the success of hosting this competition. I don't know what they will learn from it, but just looking at it from the outside, I hope they do something with it. It brings some life into their local game. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they learn. Let's see how they pick things up. But in terms of hosting, they did a good job. You have to give them credit. The facilities looked really good. He mentioned the local organization, and I think it is something we have to learn. I don't know when next Ghana will host an A-list competition. Whenever it is we do, or when next we do, I hope we do a lot more in terms of getting people to go watch the games on days when Ghana is not playing. It will be very important, and we should think about upgrading the facilities and making them meet the required standard, so that long after the competition is gone, we'll be able to also use those things for other stuff. All right, so shout outs to Morocco on winning the CHAN, their third CHAN. Osama Lamloui, top scorer. Mohamed Rabi Rimat, tournament top scorer there. And sorry, best player. The top scorer was Osama Lamloui, 5 goals. And he was the man of the competition. Mohamed Rimat, age 31. He's a key part of what they've done. And he's leading them, or he has led them to a CHAN tournament, their third CHAN tournament in their history. So we wish the Moroccans the very best. Félicitations au Maroc. And commiserations to Madagascar. They put up a brave fight, but you just knew that Morocco had the extra gear to move it to a new level. And they did. And congrats to CAF as well for pulling off the CHAN. Getting 3 countries to host is not easy. Getting 3 countries to host, allocating matches, and getting everybody to be on the same page. So that's the deal. CAF doing big things. And talking about CAF, I think they met in Kenya over the weekend to discuss matters of interest in terms of African football. We'll try and get some more updates from Kenya to try and understand all the things CAF discussed and what those things mean for African football. Very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. We'll be crossing over to Kenya in a few minutes. You can send in your thoughts and comments though. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. If you followed the CHAN, what did you make of the CHAN tournament? Morocco are winners. Second place went to Madagascar. Third place went to Senegal. They beat Sudan in the third and fourth place game to win that particular competition. So you can send in your comments. If you followed the CHAN, let me know. Let me know what you made of the competition. Maybe you have a thought or two on what Ghana can learn from hosting the CHAN. Maybe you have a thought or two. You can send in your comments. 054-257-1061. Ray,
Nathan, are you asking what we can learn?
Yes, I'm just asking.
We've hosted our own competitions.
Yes.
Built new match venues for competitions. Only for competitions to end. And the match venues are left to rot. What else do we want to learn? When we know the right things and don't do it.
Okay.
What else is there to learn? Oh yeah, Nathan, you understand? So
I get
where
you.
Kenya is, we've been there before. We did all we had to do. Post that, what have we done with the infrastructure? So, if people are pushing for us to host another tournament, you expect that we would be okay, we would be comfortable with the taxpayers' funds being used to build another facility, put up another facility.
I remember in 2015, the then sports minister, Mahama Yariga, was strongly considering the idea that Ghana should push to host, was it that year's AFCON or the one in 2017? I'm not too sure, but I do remember that he and I were on a radio panel and he was making that case, and my counter argument was that we were not ready.
Yeah.
We were certainly not ready. We didn't have enough.
We've not done enough.
Yes, we had not done enough, because AFCON 2015 would have been 7 years after AFCON 2008.
Yeah.
2017 would have been 9 years. And it didn't look like in the space between AFCON 2008 and whenever it is we wanted to do that AFCON, we had done enough. Esipon was in a terrible state.
Oh, yes.
And it is now that Esipon, I still wonder if it is getting any attention
It's
at
not
all.
getting any attention at the moment.
Hey!
The moment, no.
Mr. Yampo Ankara,
No,
the grass is looking what? It's nice. Have they fixed the roof and the things that were falling down?
yeah.
Yampo Ankara, we beg you, please focus on Esipon and get that place functioning. Get that facility functioning. It cannot be looking like the way it is. I know the NSA is going and doing an audit of the facilities. I hope they counted Esipon. Right? Mr. Ampofranka, I hope Esipon is on your papers and is on your books and you will look at it. It has to be looked at.
Esipon needs a lot of money.
But so he has to find the money.
A lot of money.
He has to make an argument for the money and find it. So, Mr. Ampofranka, I beg you, go and look at Esipon. I've seen pictures of the grass. Yes, the grass may look okay, even that I doubt. But the point is, you cannot have Esipon looking like that. Esipon is in tatters. We cannot, at a stadium that hosted an AFCON 2008, in less than 20 years, it is looking the way it is looking. No way. Mr. Ampofranka, no way at all. No way. No way.
Aliu Mahama is also there.
The Aliu Mahama Stadium is also looking as bad as you can imagine.
Baba Yara is also
The Baba Yara, I've seen some images. Is it of the grass? I'm not sure. There are some images of the grass. Fine. Okay, the grass is looking good. And then?
Nathan, you have traveled. You have seen match venues. you have traveled. You have seen match venues. Esipon, Baba Yara, Aliu Mahama, Accra Sports Stadium. Do they meet current modern trends in terms of stadium construction?
No.
My good friend Kawawa, last time he was in what's the name of the stadium? Amavubi.
Is that Amavubi?
The
Amahuru.
Amahuru.
Yes.
Nathan, have you seen Amahuru? We are still hiding around this. We are hiding behind this.
The
Accra Sports Stadium.
Nathan,
they are not fit for purpose.
The grounds, they need to be reconstructed.
These match venues are not fit for purpose.
They need to be reconstructed. They need to be torn down and built again.
Completely.
Because when you look at the requirements for a modern ground, a lot of the facilities we have do not look. They do not look modern at all. For our listeners, there's a picture on our stream. I don't know which ground is this. That's the Baba Yara. The grass looks okay though. But have they constructed a safe zone? Have they done VAR room? Is the dressing room looking fine? Is the scoreboard working? Are floodlights working? So the grass there, it can look okay, but it's just one of the many things CAF wants from you. So, Mr. Ampofranka, we beg you, the grass, The dressing room too must look, The media tribune must look fine. The press conference room must look okay. We need to have VAR places. Safe zone, have we done it? Is the media section looking fine? So let us not tell ourselves the grass looks okay and that is it. The grass is not the only thing that happens at the stadium. If we say we want more people to go to the grounds, we must create a place that is good, safe, and can create an atmosphere of an experience. I was at the GTech in May. Ray, look, compared to other grounds, compared to other modern grounds, the GTEC is as basic as anything.
Yes.
But it meets the standard.
Yes. That's what we are saying.
It meets the standard. Half time, you can go and when you enter the place, you can go and grab your drink. Large expanse, you can walk around and feel okay. Bathrooms look nice. Around the stadium is great. Seating, wonderful. It's numbered. Proper media section with screens in front of you. Even though I struggled to find where the multi-socket was, but that's okay. We can pardon. There is not my country, so yeah. But you see, that's how the modern ground should look like. And the GTEC is as basic as anything. We are not talking advanced too. We are not talking Emirates or Etihad. Let's go to the line again. Our teammate Gary Smith is joining us from Kenya. We'll get his perspective on the CHAN. He witnessed the CHAN final. I think the third place as well. I'm not too sure if he witnessed the third place, but we'll get his thoughts on the other things happening there. Gary, good morning. How are you doing? How is Kenya this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing well. I'm not sure how Kenya is doing because I am in Morocco at the moment.
Wonderful. But how was it? You witnessed the CHAN final. How was it? How was the atmosphere like? And what other things can you share with us from your journey to Kenya?
Yes. So, first of all, I think that Kenyans embrace the CHAN fully, especially Nairobi. I was so taken aback by the numbers of people who were there for a match that did not involve them or an East African nation for that matter, because if it was either Tanzania or Uganda, you might have said, you can access Nairobi by road or something. So, but no, this was purely two completely different teams that had no relation as well. But the interesting thing was, you could say that Kenyans came because they came for a hate watch, because Madagascar had eliminated them from the CHAN, and so it was a complete and utter hate watch of 48,000 people or so. So that was the interesting thing about the game. But apart from that, anybody who was watching the CHAN throughout the last 3 weeks to a month noticed that for all Nairobi games, for all Kenyan games, the atmosphere was always good and the stadium was packed. So much so that, the Kasarani Stadium can take 60,000 people, 60,000 people. CAF had to officially lower the number of people who could access the stadium because, there was a bit of trouble and stuff like that in one of the games. So that's why you had 43, 40, 45 to 48,000 people in the stadium. Otherwise, it would have been 60,000 people and it would have been full to capacity. The game was good. It was two contrasting styles. Morocco have been playing the really sexy football. So, most neutrals love them because they play from their backs. They have players with flair, and they play the beautiful football. Madagascar, they don't do that. They come, they pack the bus most of the time. Or let's just say they play pragmatic football. They play pragmatic football. Counter-attack, compact. They hit you on the break, they score. And that is what made this final good. And I do remember the last time I saw a final in any major competition, apart from the Champions League, obviously, where it was a one-sided final. But I'm talking about where you had a 5-goal thriller, where, the goals were distributed sort of evenly among the two teams. So for me, that showed that this was a very good final. It was 2-2 for large portions of the game. And then it became 3-2 only at the last minute when Morocco, I think, deservedly won the game.
All right, we'll bring we'll try and bring Gary back in a bit. But this is still Sporty FM. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. You can send in your comments 054-257-1061. Yes, Gary's back on the line. Yes. Great summary of the final. Gary, so those were matters on the pitch, but there were some other interesting and very important side issues off the pitch in relation to CAF Executive Committee meetings and major decisions concerning African football. What can you tell us concerning those meetings and what came out of those meetings?
Yeah, so the last thing I'll say about the on the pitch or sort of off the pitch is that, this is the first time East Africa had gotten a major African football competition in 40 years. So it was big for them. It was extremely big. And as Dr. Patrice Motsepe said in his the press conference, there has always been a long-held opinion or feeling across the continent, and in East Africa in particular, that East Africa are the forgotten side of Africa. Gary, are the forgotten side because, nobody really talks about East African football. We talk about West Africa, North Africa, and then we talk about South Africa, but hardly East Africa. So it was an important thing that they were able to host it like this and make the point that, guys, we are also here. So sometimes give us tournaments. So that was the important thing about it. But off the pitch, like you said, major decisions were made. First off, the bids for the next 4 Africa Cup of Nations were put out for countries that are willing to put in bids. So right from 2029 to 2035, because as you know, 2027 AFCON is going back to East Africa. The same 3 countries that did a chance. For basically, this was a dress rehearsal for them, and they are going to host the main thing. But what we've seen, CAF seems to be pretty happy that they'll be able to pull the main AFCON off. So 2029, 2031, 2033, and 2035 AFCON. If you are willing to bid and host, this is your chance. Will Ghana bid and host? I don't know, but previously, that is last year, when the previous government was in power, getting to the end, I was hearing noises from the sports ministry at the time and elsewhere that Ghana may be interested in not 2029, obviously, probably 2033 to 2035, one of them. Now, in the current government as well, I must be honest to say that I have also heard noises that if the economy improves, and just as it started pretty brightly, I heard as far back as 3 months ago that there's a serious consideration from the Ghanaian side to, there's no official word, obviously, this is just office gossip, or if you like, grapevine stuff, that if the economy improves till about December next year, middle of next year, they would want to put in a bid for one of the Africa Cup of Nations so that we can host one for the first time since 2008. So that's one. And then another thing is that the WAFCON, which, as you know, was 12 teams, is going to be expanded to 16 teams. It's in line with Dr. Patrice Motsepe, giving access to football to more parts of the continent. Because as you may know, CAF is giving out more money for different things. So for this WAFCON, for example, $100,000 was given to each team as preparation money, and that was unprecedented. The kitty for the prize winners was also increased across the board. For many of the competitions, even the CAF Confederations Cup, the CAF Champions League, teams are being given a little bit of money to increase their preparation, just so that we can see the quality increase. And Nathan, I must say that if we have to be honest, in the past 2 to 3 years, almost all the major African competitions have seen an increase in quality because there's more money available for preparation, more money for travel, the little things. If you look at the way the Black Queens played, it was clearly worlds apart from what we've seen the last few years, because for the first time in a while, the GFA was able to sponsor a proper pre-tournament preparation and campaign where they went to, I think they went to Senegal, then they went to Ivory Coast and a couple of places. And you saw that in the quality. Modern football, if you want to do well at any level, especially at the national team, you have to put in the money. And that is what CAF is doing. The CAF Champions League, CAF Confederations Cup, they also announced a little bit of money that will be given to the teams as well, just to ensure that our football is quality. They also announced certain measures to ensure that across the board, countries will be sort of forced to put in their best when it comes to stadia. They have put out the list of all countries and their approved stadia, and they are going to stringently enforce them. Also going to give some small money for certain countries that have proven over the period that their stadium management regime has been good. So there's that as well. Then they announced that they are going to let us know the venues for the CAF Super Cup for this year and 2026. They'll let us know. You know, the CAF Super Cup is between, just like in all confederations, the winners of the top two competitions. In our case, the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederation stuff. So these were the major decisions that were announced. And if I left anything, it is that, you know, Gianni Infantino loomed very, very large at the event. I must say, people are not happy at all. Nathan, I must be honest with you.
Why?
People are not happy at all. After the closing ceremony, it looked like a Gianni event and not a Patrice Motsepe event. And that has been a theme of the last major African competitions. Mr. Infantino comes and he completely takes over everything. But as one journalist sarcastically said, Gary, if the man is coming and he's coming to be all over the place and, you know, he's looking like the main man and he's going to leave with a lot of money for Africa, who cares?
I get that. I get that. Very interesting perspective.
But you know, a lot of the money that is coming through CAF and whatever, like I've said, all this money that is going for preparation fees, I mean, everybody knows it's coming from FIFA. You understand? So, if some people have said, if Dr. Patrice Motsepe is able to wheel and deal, able to negotiate, play his politics right, and FIFA is giving a lot of money, and all he needs to do is to give Gianni Infantino what amounts to some full respect, he might as well. So yeah.
Just finally, Gary. So you're in Morocco now. What's the agenda or what exactly is happening in Morocco? What has taken you to Morocco on a Monday morning in September?
Well, Morocco, as you know, they are not playing and they have not been playing for a while. After hosting the AFCON, they are going to host the Women's Under-17 World Cup here, right? So after that, then as you know, they'll be hosting the AFCON proper. So they have brought journalists from around the continent to come and see the preparation for the Africa Cup of Nations. All the stadia are ready, so including some new ones. They are essentially going to brag. Let me put it bluntly. They are going to brag, and they've brought us to come and witness it and tell the world how prepared they are for the tournament in December. And also, you know, for them, it's not just football, it's a major tourist cash cow for them. For us to put out the word that they are ready for the world, they are ready for Africans in particular to come and spend their Christmas here with the AFCON, so that it will not only be about what is on the pitch. They have quite a number. I've seen, you know, a skeleton or just a summary of the events they are going to have around the AFCON. And it's basically going to be a dirty December in Morocco for the AFCON. When you basically that's what it's going to be. And these people are serious. You know, over the next couple of days, they are going to show us the stadia, the side attractions, and most importantly, what they have for the fans. And that's what we are here for. So please be expecting more reports on that.
All right, Gary, thank you so much. Enjoy your time in Morocco, and I'm sure we'll get loads and loads of updates from you and the others who are there in Morocco.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, that was our team lead, Gary Al Smith. He's just landed in Morocco, and he's there, as he said, to see what the Moroccans are up to. They've opened their doors. They've sent journalists there to essentially brag, right? To show off. Yes, essentially to show off that for those who have doubts that Morocco can or cannot host an AFCON, well, this is what exactly they are doing. Very interesting initiative put together by the Moroccans, the Moroccan FA and the Confederation of African Football to open their doors and to let the continent know that the AFCON may be 3 months away, but the Moroccans are very ready. In addition to the AFCON, they will be hosting, I think, the Women's Under-17. I think that's one thing Gary mentioned. So there are 2 tournaments on the plate. There's that, and then the AFCON later in the year. And all of these things are to remind the continent that the Moroccans are very capable and they are very willing to host the rest of the continent in December when we all congregate in Morocco to see who becomes the next African Cup of Nations winner. The last tournament was won by Cote d'Ivoire. Will they defend? Nobody knows. But it will be a fun time in Morocco in December. Interesting. Ray, so Gary's globe country hopping.
Yeah.
He was in Morocco, was in Kenya over the weekend. On a Monday morning, he's landed in Morocco, and effectively, as he said, to let the continent know. So the Moroccans have opened their doors. They want to let everybody know how prepared they are to host the AFCON later this year. He says old facilities are being revamped and new facilities are being constructed. So we should expect a wonderful time during the AFCON in Morocco. It should be a very good time. It should be a very good tournament. I know they will put their best foot forward.
Fantastic.
In terms of hosting all of us. And then on top of all of this, they would want to win the competition. It adds an extra layer of pressure, though, on the team. But when you invest so much money and you want to win the biggest prizes, I guess you have to embrace the pressure.
Of course.
You have to be ready for it. But in terms of experience, let's see what Morocco will give us. I don't think facilities will be an issue. Let's just see how the general vibe, quote unquote, of the competition will look like. Cote d'Ivoire was an exciting time for those who were there. Let's see what Morocco will give all of us.
See, Nathan, for Morocco, I'm not, I'm struggling to see how Morocco struggles at this tournament. I'm struggling,
In terms of what?
In terms of pressure on the players.
Oh, you mean like on the pitch?
Yeah, on the pitch.
Okay,
I'm struggling to see how they struggle. Because even in the World Cup qualifiers, they've played 5 games already. They've bagged 15 points. I think they're in a group with Zambia, Congo, Niger, and the likes. These are that beat us here. You could make an argument that their group is not strong, but it beat what is in front of you. And Morocco are trying to build fear around that team. You get what I mean?
Yes.
They are trying to build this fear factor.
Yes.
And you get that fear factor from results.
True.
So, come tournament proper, any team that comes up against Morocco would be wondering, well, what do they throw at us? Can we be able to handle them? Can we deal with it? And they have the players. You look at Morocco and their team, and there's good old Hakimi in there. There's Bono, goalkeeper Bono.
Yes.
Evergreen Bono. Onahi and the likes are still in that team. There's Yusuf and Nesri who's still in that team. Yeah, decent players in them. Mazraoui, your good friend, who plays for United.
No.
I saw him this weekend.
Yeah.
Well, he
Played
was running
running
like some headless chicken. Yeah, all of these ones are there. Okay, so and then what they have that I think helps them again is coaching consistency.
True.
Regragui has been with this team forever. Pre-World Cup, post-World Cup, he's been with them. He knows his team. The players know the coach, And that's what I'm saying. Even before the tournament kickstart, we can say Morocco are hot zone favorites.
I understand. I understand you completely. My issue is that I haven't seen Morocco get close to the AFCON in a while. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So they will have to be close or thereabouts. So if, for example, in the last 2-3 AFCONs, they had made 2 semis or 1 semi and all, then you know that what they need is just an extra push to get them over the line.
No.
Of course, when you play at home, you have the pressure, but you ride on that to go far and all. Let us see. I hope that they'll be able to perform under the weight of expectation.
Nathan, if you look at the teams that will be playing at the AFCON, all the teams that will be playing at the AFCON, look at Morocco and their group itself.
Which group are they in?
Comoros, Mali, Zambia. they would get out of that group.
Well, of course, it's not beyond them. It's not beyond them.
The rest of the countries. There's Angola, there's Egypt, there's South Africa, there's Zimbabwe.
So who are their likely opponents should they get out of the group?
So, that would have to do that.
Of course, yes, because
they would have to do the A and B and the
now there's the extra layer of the third. Yes, so we never know.
It's tricky.
Okay.
Then they'll definitely get out of that group. And you look at all the countries there, Nathan, from Mozambique, Gabon, Ivory Coast, Cameroon, Sudan, Equatorial, Algeria, Senegal, Congo, Botswana, Benin. I look to the list. The only teams that could rival them, that could give them problems, headache, would be their North African sides.
Egypt.
Possibly Egypt, possibly Algeria.
Tunisia, maybe. The Tunisians seem to have lost a bit of...
Yeah.
They've
not lost a bit. They've lost a lot of color in recent times. So, I mean, you look through the teams and, well, I don't see how teams stop Morocco, because they would be the real deal at the tournament. But we'll see, because I don't see Nigeria. That is if it's Mr. Shell. I don't see defending champions Ivory Coast repeating their last AFCON win heroics. A bit of fortune. But you see, if Morocco will be there looking at the Ivory Coast story, well, the Ivorians who started, they won. How did they win it? They had a lot of luck going their way.
It's true.
Played some.
20% of that luck came from Ghana's inability to beat Mozambique.
So I mean, in tournaments like this, you expect all of these things, these elements to come together.
True,
for you. So let's see. Egypt, December is a long way. Not too long, but it's quite a long way.
Between now and then, different things can happen.
We'll see how things pan out.
Okay, let's do the final bit of the hop around. Okay, the penultimate one. Let's cross the border quickly. Let's go to Cote d'Ivoire to talk some women's football. Police ladies, after losing their first game, bounced back in grand style to win 2 straight games. They beat Samnelli. Then they beat ASCO. They are now going to take on ASEC Mimosa in the semi-final of the WAFU B qualifiers for the CAF Women's Champions League. Our colleague, Abigail Senasusu, is in Cote d'Ivoire, and she joins us so we can get some more perspective to what police ladies are doing across the border. Abigail, good morning. How are you doing? And how is Yamoussoukro? You're still in Yamoussoukro, right?
Yes, please. Good morning.
Wonderful. How is it there? How's the weather?
Oh, it's pretty normal. Just some little drizzles here and there, but very normal weather. Not hot, though. Very normal.
Great stuff. Take us back to Saturday. Police ladies got another 3-1 win, this time over ASCO. How was the performance? How did the game play out? And how would you compare that to that game against Samnelli when they also won by a similar scoreline?
Well, I think the difference will be the urgency the team attacked the Samnelli side with. Okay, they tried so hard to be able to get that first 3 points, and it did help. And I think that going into that game against ASCO, some way, somehow, they knew that they were already in there. A draw would have just cemented their place, because Bayelsa already had 6 points, they had 3, and by dint of the fact that they had more goals than Samnelli, it was very obvious they were going to get into it. I'm sure it was just a single change that Yusuf Bazegi made to that game. Grace Enima sat out of the first half, and Sophia Jakwa had her way into that game. And I think that it paid off. She scored one of the beautiful goals in this tournament so far, almost from the center straight into the net. And so for Yusuf Bazigi, they knew they were just going in there to face the whipping girls and at least also get something out of them. ASCO have been here every other year, but unfortunately they have never been lucky qualifying out of the group and even getting into the semi-final. So they just didn't have to look down on them in that light. But a lot have said the final game was not beautiful, but for me, I've always said that if you would play a beautiful game and not get the results, and get the results, however, I would prefer you get the results without a beautiful goal. And so that is just what they did. Scored some good goals. Deborah Fie was on fire. I thought that she could have even gotten a hat-trick or more. And for Asante, the midfielder they got from Lady Strikers, I think that she also really brought why she was gotten into that fold to light. And I'm very happy about one thing. What really got to me is the fact that all of the loanees that have joined this police team have really showed their worth, and Saranya could continue to shine. But apart from the fact that she was really curtailed in this game, they really found a way to not let her express herself, but that did not stop her. She still gave all that she wanted. For Juliana Jachiwa, that young defender from Root Sisters, she has played in all 3 games and still give the coaches a reason why she should always be in that starting lineup. So I am really satisfied with what they did. And in the last game, they just knew that this is how it will play out. They had to just get some good results. They did. And in the other game at the Lee Scientific Center, Miles of Queens continued to demolish. They also won that game by 4-1. So, like you rightly said in your prelims, the headache now is how to face ASEC. The coaches have recalled all of their matches. By God's grace, we did run commentary all of this game. So they have recorded all of that. They want to sit and watch ASEC Mimosa again, even though they've had glimpses of them here and there, but it was distracted because they were going to training and sometimes had to just watch first half or either second half and didn't really get to watch the full strength of the team. So I'm sure from yesterday they have started doing that. They are watching really keenly to see how they'll be able to go past the host team. So for Saturday, it was just to cement their place in Group B, together with Bielsa Queens, who were already leading the group, and they did it so well, beautifully got those 3 nice goals, and here they are in the semi-finals.
What has been some of the conversations around the team following those 2 straight wins, a semi-final ticket and all? When you just watch the team, or from the conversations you've picked up, what are the players telling themselves? What has Yusuf Basigi been saying after these 2 very good results from the group stage?
Let me start with Yusuf Basigi. Remember when the draw was out and we're back home in Ghana? We spoke to him on news at 12.
Yes.
And this is just by the side. Away from that, he said he feels that 2021 is staring at him again. Because, it is literally playing according to his cards. In 2021, he lost to Rivers Queens in his first game, a Nigerian side, went on to win the other 2, went on to the semi-finals, to the finals, and that was how Azakes got into the Champions League proper for the very first time. So for him, when he had to play Bielsa Queens in the first game, he was not too broken after they lost that game, because he felt that he could be towing that line again. And after that win against Nelly and ASCO, he is one very confident man that he is still walking that path, and it could just be possible. It might not be the two ladies, but this time around, he could do that with Police Ladies. So for him, he's never backed down. He's never lost hope. He's never lost his confidence for a minute. And he knows that he's still on track with what he has accepted to help Police Ladies with. He could just achieve it on Friday, 5th September. And from what we are hearing, we might go to South Africa or Tanzania, however it would be. So he has never backed out. And for the girls, that win against Sam Nelly did it all for them. After that win, from their demeanor, from even the way they celebrated that win against Sam Nelly, it told you that, okay, we have found ourselves, we know what we can do. And this is just how we had wished we started, and they now look back from there. But Sophia Dakwa, she sat out in most of the games, looked back at everything that has happened, and when she was brought into that midfield, she brought all of those long ball, those ball plays, and it panned out very, very, very well, and she got a goal in that light. So Basigi again will look back and tell himself that, okay, if there's no Enima, if there's no Felicity Swako, I put Gladys in there, I can put Sophia in there, I can put anyone at all in there, and the job will still be done. So clearly, they're on track. They are happy with whatever is going on, and I'm just hoping that they would continue with that energy because it is looking good. They are not really complaining about anything. They are really taken care of. Of course, they are let me say COP Lancer is the welfare officer for the whole police service. He literally drove his car behind the team here. So it tells you how important this is to the police service, not just the players. And so everybody is playing their role and they feel very comfortable going into what they are doing now. And the only thing is that later today after the presser, we'll get to see how they will map up their strategies against the home team, away from the fact that they play so well. You are playing against the home team, so you don't expect everything to really go for you well. So they would have to really sit and think through if they really, really want to go past ASEC.
Finally, Abigail, what can you tell us about Laura Hansen? I remember when she joined the team, it raised one or two eyebrows. But what has her output been like for the police ladies in the WAFU B qualifier so far?
I want to say that after that game against the Elsa Queens, I stood back and I realized that indeed, like Bazigi said, it was stage fright that got to everybody. So you would even want to pardon Laura Johansson. After that, she has been able to regroup. They have all survived that scare. And right from Ghana, her contributions to training, her tete-a-tete with the young ones, and I feel that one person that has really understood the way she wants to be integrated in the team is Sarah Nyako. That we want to play with her on the flanks, in the center of attack, how they switch play. It's been beautiful. So for her, Issa Bazigi really talked about her in his last presser. He said, yes, they know what she brings to the team. That experience, that is what they want. And so she's not getting goals, all and better. The fact that she is able to contribute what they expect from her, they are very satisfied. And I think she brings a lot of experience, a lot of depth in the way she plays and how she's able to organize, help from the middle, even up to that attacking third. So it's the contribution the technical team is happy with. If she gets the goals, all and better. But they are really satisfied with the fact that her experience is being shown at this stage and she's getting a little comfortable and going with the flow. She mentioned to me the other time after the first game that she's adjusting the food, the weather and everything, but for the girls, she has really integrated into what they are doing. They understand her, she understands them as well, and it's been welcoming for her. So she's not really having a problem with the playing body, and it looks like the technical team are equally satisfied with their contribution.
Great stuff. Abigail, thank you so much. I'm sure we'll get more updates. You did mention the press conference, so after that, I'm sure we'll get more updates into how the team will prep ahead of tomorrow's game. What time is kickoff tomorrow?
So tomorrow we'll play both semi-final games at 3 and 7 p.m. Ghana plays first at 3 p.m. against the host team, ASEC.
Okay. Abigail, thank you so much, and we'll speak again soon.
Thank you. All
right, that was Abigail Senaso. So joining us from Yamoussoukro, giving us a very interesting insight into the police ladies' adventure there. They are hoping to qualify for the CAF Women's Champions League, which will be played in Tanzania. And as I explained last week, the trick is that they need to win the zone. The competition has only 8 teams, so they will represent the different zones. I hope going for it, CAF will increase the number so that you can have 2 or 3 teams coming from a zone, maybe 2. I don't know about 3, but so that's really the lowdown. We pray that the police ladies will they are taking on ASEC tomorrow. If they can go past ASEC, then they are in the final. Then one more hurdle. If they win that final, they are going to represent Ghana and WAFU Zone B in the CAF Women's Champions League tournament, which will be played later this year in Tanzania. I almost said in Morocco. Well, because Morocco hosts everything these days. right, the final bit of hop around we'll get to our colleagues who had an eye on the champion of champions game between Gold Stars and Asante Kotoko. It was played at the Dance Park, home of Gold Stars Premier League winners, and Asante Kotoko managed to go there to pick up all the goals. It was only one, actually. Asante Kotoko winning that game by 1-0 to give them the Champion of Champions trophy and to set them up for the rest or for the start of the season. Michael Asaibedu is joining us, and he has the lowdown. Michael, good morning. How are you doing? And thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Nathan. I'm good. How about you?
Yes, we are fine. We are fine. Just run us through the game involving Gold Stars and Asante Kotoko. Kotoko winning by 1-0. How did they manage that? How did that happen? After the low of the top four, they managed to find themselves again and win against BBN Gold Stars. Just run us through how that game played out, and then we'll take the conversation from there.
All right. So in the lead up to the game, Kotoko was under a lot of pressure following their dismal performance in the top four competition. And they knew that Gold Stars would be very confident coming up against them. They knew that the fans will be expecting a lot from them, and they knew that it was always going to be difficult, especially with the game happening at the Dance Park, which is the home ground of BBN Gold Stars. So the preparation towards this game, albeit there were much technical work during their training sessions, it was also geared towards making sure that the players were able to psych themselves, be mentally ready for this encounter. So they did not even stay in their normal camping base. They moved to the Christian village in Santase just to prepare for this encounter, so they could stay away from the full glare of the public, so they could stay away from being under much public scrutiny. And I think that helped, because it helped the players to calm themselves, prepare for the game, and approach it in a manner they did yesterday. You could see that Coach Karim Zito made some adjustments to the team regarding the starting lineup. The biggest one was the omission of Kwame Poku from his starting lineup. Kwame Poku was dropped to the bench, and then Morifin Donzo started the game for Asante Kotoko. That aside, it was basically just the selection many expect to. Maybe another surprise would be that of Henry Ansu. Ansu was slotted in after his mistake cost Asante Kotoko in that game against BBN Gold Stars. So being offered a chance to start meant that he was ready to go again, and then he's been offered an opportunity to atone for that mistake against Gold Stars in the Ghana top four. And then I think he played well. Altogether, I think the Asante Kotoko team played well. They played with grit. They played with a certain deliberate approach towards not conceding against BBN Gold Stars. Defensively, they were solid. The only issues had to do with their midfield connection with the attack. But altogether, I think the team did play well. And after the injury to Shaibu, when Musa Hamzata was brought on to play as a de facto right back and also support the team as a centre back, I think it helped Asante Kotoko to further solidify their defense. And then they built on from there. And they were just hoping to catch BBN Gold Stars on the break and maybe just hurt them with one opportunity. And I think that is what they did in the second half when they connected via a free kick. It was connected by Seth Kojo, and then also it was sent into the net by Musa Hamzata. So overall, I think it was a win that clearly gave the evidence that the Kotoko team had put the abysmal performance of the Ghana top four behind them, and they were ready to move on, learn from their mistakes, and become better eventually. But it was far from a perfect performance, but it was a much needed result.
From a Gold Stars perspective, what do you think they will take away from that performance, and how do they look like ahead of a season where they go into, or ahead of a season that maybe requires them to defend the league title, because they are the ones who currently have their hands on the league title? What did you make of Gold Stars, and where does this leave them as they prep for the start of the new season?
Well, I think there are a lot of positives the Gold Stars fans and then the team can pick from their performance yesterday. You can tell that Kelvin Opon has struck a wonderful partnership with Gideon Anaba at the heart of defense. And to me, it looks like they will be the first choice starters in the central defensive position for BPN Gold Stars. Emmanuel Kobe is well at home as the starting goalkeeper for the side. And yesterday we all saw, although there are many who feel he struggles to do with some aerial balls and all that, but I think overall it looks like a complete unit for the BPN Gold Stars team. Our left back Samuel Lechampion was solid, and our right back George Bachu was also solid. In midfield, that is why I think Gold Stars have their biggest strength. They have a set of midfielders who will give you quality on any given day. For instance, yesterday, they did not start the game with the first choice midfield setup they usually started the season with last time when they won the league. Frank Amankwa has left the side, but you could tell that all the midfield combinations Frimpong Manso put up did actually do a job to prove that they belong, and they were ready for what lies ahead regarding BPN Gold Stars' targets for the upcoming season. Emmanuel Kotoko was a breath of fresh air when he came on in the second half. There was also Emmanuel Fosuche, he was solid. Then Emmanuel Leje, who even came on with some few minutes to end the game, showed us glimpses of brilliance. Then in the starting midfield too, the players he started with, they were all beautiful. I think Gold Stars have stocked their midfield well enough, and they will be a team that any opponent that faces them will struggle to control games against them, because they have a very good set of midfielders. Together with the experience of someone like Apia Makati, clearly they will control a lot of games they play in from next season, and it's something that we have to watch out for. The only issue has to do with the fact that when they work the ball to the wings, Michael Nkwa and then Samuel Atakumi are able to get the ball into the penalty box of the opponent. But the issue has to do with the one to finish for them. Last season, it looked like it was going to be an issue for them. They managed with distributing the goals among the respective attackers. Atakumi, who mostly attacked from wide positions, got in on the scoring that helped them. But it looks like the decision to bring on Samuel Eduku, there were opportunities where I think he could have done better. Overall, he tormented the Asante Kotoko defense, but that is not what they need. I think they need a finisher, someone who will be very prolific, who will get the chances and bury them, someone who will convert the many chances they do create. Trust me, it wasn't like Gold Stars did not create chances. They did create some quality chances, but it was about the finishing. And in this team, if they're able to get a finisher, I think they will be good to go, because they have a solid defense, a very good goalkeeper. They
Hello, Michael?
have a solid midfield, looks so good, and then the crowd that will go all out and try to defend the Ghana Premier League title, try to win the FA Cup, and if possible, see if they can have a go in Africa to qualify for the group stage.
Sounds like the two teams are ready and set for the new season. Michael, just finally before you leave, over the weekend, Asante Kotoko turned 90. How was that taken in by the fans in Kumasi? How was it like in Kumasi when, of course, people took notes of Asante Kotoko's birthday, and on the day they turned 90, they won the Champion of Champions by beating Gold Stars?
It was remarkable in that I think that also was part of their preparation. They knew what the day meant, and they knew what was at stake. They knew they couldn't afford to disappoint supporters. But I think the players to ensure. I don't know. Can you hear me, Nathan?
I can. I just lost you for a second or two. Michael, I can hear you. So, yes, you are still on. So, please continue. Hello, Michael. Okay, now I can't hear you. I don't know whether it's a challenge with the internet. All right, we'll have to work the line again and get Michael Asai back. But the long and short of what he was saying was that the Champion of Champions was quite good for the two sides. Kotoko winning by a goal to nil, you know, it helps them respond to the lows of the top four for Gold Stars, it's also an opportunity to see where they are ahead of the new season. It promises to be fun in terms of the new season. Gold Stars are defending champions. Let's see how they will fare. They need to juggle the CAF Champions League as well, the early stages. Some people wonder how far they will go. And if they go far, it means it adds an extra layer of responsibility and some more work to what it is they are doing. Michael, you were making a point. Please continue.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I think the players knew what was at stake. They knew they could not disappoint, and especially on an occasion like that. And also coming into this game on the back of a very disappointing performance in the Ghana Top 4 competition. So they were well prepared for it. You could see that everybody was giving their all, from goalkeeper Mohamed Kamara right onto Moroccan Donzo. Donzo never stopped running. He was pacing at any opportunity. He was running towards the ball that were played into open spaces. You could see Patrick Essiedu, even Emmanuel Entry, one who is mostly calm in games, seemed very intense and very animated at certain moments. So clearly the Kotoko players, they don't want to give it up. They wanted to prove a point, make amends or atone for their poor performance in the Ghana Top 4 competition and also on the day. So I think the players gave their all. They wore their hearts on their sleeves. And Karim Zito also knew what was at stake. I was not surprised that during his post-match interview, he said that Karim Zito does not lose twice, because the pressure was getting to him. People were starting to question his tactics. And there was an instance yesterday when he made a change. He brought off Emmanuel Entry, who many felt was then in control of the game, was creating more offensive actions for Asante Kotoko. Mm-hmm. And then he was withdrawn for Samuel Tinedu. That particular change actually drew a loud response from the Kotoko section, who were seated at the VIP area. But Tinedu came on, he controlled the game excellently, and I think he did very, very well. So the coach himself was under pressure. He needed to prove something. So it ran through the entire team, and they knew they could definitely not disappoint on a day like this. So I think the 90th anniversary played a part in how Asante Kotoko set up and how they approached this game. And you could see right from the onset that they were never willing to accept defeat at the hands of Gold Stars again for the second time in like 2 weeks.
Well, we'll see what happens when the league starts in a few weeks, in about 2 weeks' time or after the international break. The Ghana Premier League will begin. Michael, thank you so much. We'll speak again soon. We'll be talking European football, so we'll get back to you in a bit. But until then, you take care, and we'll catch up in a few minutes. That was Michael Asaibedu joining us. We'll put him back on to talk some Euro football on the Sporty Breakfast. It's 8:32. This is still the Sporty Breakfast on Sporty 106.1 FM. My name is Nathan Kwa. Raymond Yamado is here. Send us a WhatsApp message 054-257-1061. If you support Asante Kotoko, let me know what you think of their winning the Champion of Champions. Hearts of Oak and Olympics will play the Democracy Cup. They'll play they'll play for the Democracy Cup a little later this week. That's just a bit of an aside. But let's open the phone lines. Let me hear from listeners after a very interesting sporting weekend, right? In terms of Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, and all of that. If you have anything to tell us, if your favorite team won, hallelujah. If they didn't win, let us know what you make of their performance. Right? In terms of the Premier League, Liverpool beat Arsenal 1-0. The biggest game of the round. That was what happened in that game at Anfield. Liverpool beat Arsenal by a goal to nil. Dominic Szoboszlai giving them the win there. But the full result list: Aston Villa 0, Crystal Palace 3, Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0, Brighton 2, Man City 1, Nottingham Forest 0, West Ham 3, Leeds 0, Newcastle 0, Man United 3, Burnley 2, Sunderland 2, Brentford 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0, Bournemouth 1, Wolves 2, Everton 3, and Chelsea 2, Fulham 0. If you want to talk some transfer news, wonderful. Liverpool have agreed a fee with Newcastle over Alexander Isak. Will Man United sign a goalkeeper? Are Arsenal signing more players? Let us know. I think we already have a caller on the line. Hey, hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Nathan, please. My name is Achane from Achimota.
Okay, please go ahead.
All right, so I have a couple of things to talk about. First of all, I would like to talk about my team, that's Liverpool. Beating Arsenal was a bit of interesting for me because during the week I heard a lot of Arsenal fans making noise. Our defense is good, our goalkeeper is good, and even without Saka, we play very good football because we have people on the bench. Our bench is even good, and we are calling our team bench very scrappy. But at the end of the day, we could realize the team that was crying. I think one of the Arsenal fans was granting an interview on Arsenal TV. I think the Arsenal fan TV was saying that what's his name? Madwiki was cooking Milos Kekes, and it was very funny for me because watching the match you could see that Milos Kekes was one of the best players for Liverpool, apart from Soboslai. And then let me say a few of the players that played for Liverpool. And so one of the most exciting things that happened to me within the week was my team beating Arsenal. And then coming to Asante Kotoko, for me, I think winning against the BNI Gold Stars over the champion of champions shouldn't really excite them that much. I know it's like you've gone through a lot of losing, and they are feeling and they are behaving like Man United. A little win makes them look like they've won the World Cup or something, and that's how the feeling is like. If you're a Man United fan and you're a Asante Kotoko fan, that's how the feeling will be like, because winning has become so difficult to the extent that when you win something little, when you do play with school children and then you win them, you are super excited about the win. So for me, I think they should prepare, look forward towards the Africa. Hello, please, are you there?
I'm listening. Please go on.
Okay. They should prepare towards Africa. They should make sure that their preparation and then their intensity and how they are playing is near towards Africa. Right now, Africa, even playing the Confederation Cup in Africa is a big deal. At first, you might think it was maybe one of the lower clubs that are not really performing well in their respectable countries that are playing in Africa. That is the Confederation Cup. But right now, the Confederation is even much more tougher than the Champions League for me on my side, the way I see things.
Okay.
So I think Asante Kotoko should prepare very well, because if they don't take care, in as much as they've been able to beat Gold Stars, bear in mind, Gold Stars also competed in the top four. They also played a lot of football. They've also done a lot of preseason.
Yeah.
So we can give an excuse to Gold Stars that they also came in being fatigued. The same way Kotoko was given an excuse when they lost in the top four. We can also give that same excuse to Gold Stars. So for me, they shouldn't be super excited about beating Gold Stars, but they should rather concentrate on their preparation, because for me, looking at Asante Kotoko's season when it comes to the Africa, I'm not sure they will be able to do anything very well. Okay. Looking at their preparation. All right. Thank you very much, Peter.
All right. Thank you so much. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Give me a call. I want to get your reaction to the weekend's serving of European football. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Sam calling from OEB.
Okay, I want you to lower the volume on your radio, please.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yes, please go on.
Please, I want to talk of the Liverpool match.
No problem.
Okay. Yeah. I'm really happy. Let me assure you, no other team is coming for Liverpool.
Okay.
We win all our 38 matches.
You win all the 38 matches?
Yes.
I see. Okay. All right.
That I thought he was coming to beat us, but no. I want to tell you that we win all our 38 matches.
Okay.
And please, I want to know who is Mr. Rondon.
You want to know who?
Mr. Rondon.
And who is it Rondo of the ball up top team?
Yeah, Rondo.
Yes. What has Rondo done this morning?
Not to know who he is.
You want to know? You want to know who Rondo is?
Yes.
Okay, so you can. Well, I don't even know how to explain. Rondo, yes, Rondo.
Producer ball laptop.
Yes, Rondo is the producer for Ball Laptop.
Yes.
And he's part of the team.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe she was thinking it's the basketball player Rondo.
No, not Rajon Rondo, the basketball. No. But thank you. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. In terms of other results from Europe, Inter lost to Udinese. Lazio won. Juventus won. Napoli won by a very late goal. Zambo and Griez's goal. AC Milan beat Lecce by 2-0. And then Cremonese, Jamie Vardy's new team, they beat Sassuolo by 3-2. Hello.
Newton.
Yes. I don't know why. Emmanuel, please lower the volume of your radio, or the phone is still misbehaving.
Yeah, I think you buy a new phone.
No problem. You buy a new phone. Emmanuel, please go ahead.
Buy a new phone. You see you buy. Yeah, complaining.
Anyway, you please go ahead.
You're alive. Newton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm doing great.
I'm okay. How are you?
Okay. I'm doing somehow.
Man United won over the weekend, so at least that's.
Oh, master, forget them. I'm coming to fire. Wait.
Okay, you go ahead.
We are watching the best league in the world.
Mm-hmm.
The referees should be serious. The referees in the Premier League should be serious. These referees are being paid a lot of money, and every weekend they are making silly mistakes. Each and every weekend. So that's the way. If Manchester United will start with Biambo, then it should be fast. It should be really good to the middle of the league before we start him. Because this guy doesn't know what he's doing. And after his matches, his post-match interview is very, very bad.
Okay.
I don't understand this guy. He said that sometimes he feels that he's going to be like in Manchester United for 20 years. So he's going to give you that 20 years. And sometimes he hates his players. Who says this? Hey, this guy doesn't know how to check his words and stay. Like, he just opens his mouth. Hey, which kind of coach that is still explaining? He can't even watch the game. Always his head is down. Look at the body language of Amorim on the bench of Manchester United. Anytime. Look at the body language. Sometimes I don't understand it. Yeah, what's this? Yeah, we are playing game. Instead of you concentrate on the game. This guy's head is down. He's not even watching the game. He's not even giving instructions on the pitch.
Oh, but how do you saying he doesn't give instructions?
He doesn't give anything later. Wait, see, when they press them back and look at the bench, this coach is down. Nathan. Like the coach, he doesn't know the team is coaching. The players are playing whatever they like on the pitch. Because there's still giving instructions on them. Look at the touch line, and there's no coach on the touch line. Because the coach on the touch line is a woman.
Emmanuel, Emmanuel, do you remember Louis van Gaal's time at Man United?
I remember Louis van Gaal's time.
Do you remember? Do you know that Louis van Gaal rarely gave instructions? He would sit down throughout the game.
We start that level.
No, I'm only using to explain something. There are some managers who like jumping up and down the touchline. To be fair to Amorim, I've seen him give instructions all the time, and it's very consistent. Right?
Really?
I've seen that so many times. Unless
So
you
what kind
have,
of coach hide himself? What's a player's infection? Like you are playing penalties. You don't want to say you watch. You are hiding. Who are you paid?
okay.
Are you paid to motivate the players, or you are paid to hide? If you're hiding, what your players do? Anytime, if you're hiding as a coach, when they play on the field, what will they do? When they know that their coach is not even confident, like their coach doesn't even trust the players on the field. That's what they are witnessing. And if you decide the coach, it's starting now. Before it's too late. You won't get to the middle of the season before those see the attacking will be hampered. Because this guy is still ready to change. And the last time he said that the players are spoken their mind on the field. He said the players are spoken their mind. And he said who will change.
But nobody, Emmanuel, nobody knows the meaning of that statement. Nobody knows what it is.
What's the meaning of that statement?
I don't know. And you don't know either.
And the others are watching him.
We can only speculate.
But the guy said it. He said the players are not willing. The players are shouting their say on the field.
Yes,
what's the meaning of that?
That's what I'm saying. Nobody knows the meaning. We can only guess what it means.
Maybe this guy is joking with us.
Okay, Emmanuel, let me bring other callers. Let me bring.
He's joking with us.
Don't worry, everything will be fine.
He doesn't know what is coming. Like we wear better.
Okay, no problem. Let me take other callers, Emmanuel. Thank you so much. Yeah, enjoy your day.
Will keep you.
Enjoy your day. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. What did you make of the sporting weekend? La Liga, Barcelona drew 1-1, Real Madrid won 2-1. What did you make of the result? Vinny Jr. and others scoring. Let me know. It's an open field. You can touch on anything you want to touch on. Hello.
Hello, Nathan. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Nathan, this is Otunfo. I'm calling from Moroccan today.
Okay, please go ahead, Otunfo.
Nathan, you see, our brother Emmanuel is being too emotional. You see, Nathan, let's be realistic. After watching like 3 games, like United 3 games, Nathan, I don't think there's anything that has created more chances than United. It's just that your players are just not clinical in front of goal. Let's be realistic. Like United should have even scored, I think 3-0 in the first half.
Yeah.
You understand? They keep wasting the chances, and should we be blaming coach for like players may miss chances?
There are some people who still blame the manager and say that why is it that he's not teaching his players how to score? That's what some people say. I don't know.
Well, it is what it is. But Nathan, to be fair, the system Amorim is playing. It's not that bad. The chances they come. It's just that these guys are not able to utilize the chances. When they get to the final stage, they get confused and all that. So, whatever in the ground to say, my darling Chelsea won, and we are still on the right track. And I think we'll go all the way to win the league if time permits us. And also, that guy, the guy that called, he was speaking in favor of Liverpool.
Yes.
I don't know, no disrespect to him, his voice and everything, I don't know if it's a bit younger or something. This guy says they're going to win all the 38 matches. Charlie Pabi, he's a twin. How are you going to win the 38 matches for this league inside? You don't beat Chelsea, you say you go win 38 matches. That guy will go and come back again anytime. Charlie, this is what it is. Asante Kotoko say, and we'll prove this. You kill 1,000 comes and at you again. And this time around, Kotoko really live to the building. Fabulous. Charlie, kudos to you guys, and then keep on with your good work. Have a nice day.
All right, Otunfo, thank you so much. Let's take more calls. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello. Okay.
Hello.
Okay. Good morning, Nathan.
Good morning.
Please, any current, because I've been on Fabrizio and David Weston's page, any current news about the Martinez deal?
Nothing yet.
Charlie, we forget that guy over the back. Whatever connection people get plus the hierarchy, talk to them. Unana shouldn't be imposed in the next 2 weeks. And they beg them Martinez have to come. Because already we have a midfield problem that we are thinking about. The goalkeeper in there at the back, if at least the midfielders mess up, the goalkeeper should be there to save us. Because they didn't want to sign Donnarumma maybe because of the wages. So Martinez, who is even forcing his way to come to United, they beg them, make they sign this guy, give us. If they don't go sign midfielder, make they sign Martinez. That one they beg them, Talk Namado say make you do something about that thing.
Okay, I'll tell Raymond he's here. I'll tell him to make a few calls.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much for your call. 054-257-1061, 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. What is your reaction to the weekend serving of European football? Let me take another caller. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Nathan.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Lee, and I'm calling from Dansua.
All right, please go ahead.
All right, so for me, this morning, I'm just calling through that Arsenal fan who called in to the show last week saying that this season Arsenal is going invincible. At least they are still at smoothness level this time, and they've lost their first.
Who said that? Who said that? I'm trying to remember. Who said that?
There was a fan last week. They called in last week saying that Arsenal is going invincible this season. And so this morning the call is for him. They are still at smoothness level. We should know that the masters of set pieces have been mastered by a set piece. And we should get to know that. And one more thing, I have to also comment on the officiating for this week. In fact, some of the that happened in matches this week has not been too good. For example, there's a goal that was disallowed in the Chelsea game. And as much as I'm a Chelsea fan, and I'm happy we didn't concede. I think the player has been made a disservice. It went again. If I gone against that, I wouldn't have been happy about it, so I need to call that one out. Then the offside call in the match between Manchester United and Burnley. Wow. I was shocked that I was called for an offside.
Yeah, that's a very strange offside call. A very, very strange one.
And caller calling my Chelsea is found to calling in that Manchester United has created a lot of chances this season. Yes, they might have created a lot of chances, but looking at the stats this season, big chances created this season, big chances created. Manchester United has, or Chelsea has created twice as much big chances as United has created. Creating 12 against United States, and they are carrying on the rock for big chances created. So yes, it might seem, especially in the Burnley game, that United were creating chances. They three. In fact, in the first half, they could have gone 3-0 ahead. Because some of the players were missing chances. But in the previous game that you've seen, they didn't create that many chances that they could have put away. So I
think against Fulham, they created, I think, 3 in the first half or so, I think. Yes. There was a chance that Ayende set up or something of the sort.
And I remember, yes, the winner set up where the goalkeeper made a save. It was a very good chance. If he had gone into the back of the net, wow, it would have been a sweet goal. But it didn't turn out like that. So I think this is something that Amorim needs to work on. And at the end of the day, I think United is going to come good because if United is, in as much as I always true United or I'm a Chelsea fan here, but if United is not too good, it doesn't really let the Indians be the way we want it to be. So yeah, Amorim needs to come up and then do something to change the face of Manchester United. And this is my little submission this morning. Kudos, you are doing a good. Keep it up.
All right, thank you so much. 054-257-1061. Okay, so a few transfer tidbits. One, Liverpool and Newcastle have agreed a £125 million fee for Isak. That's on the table. Man United and Betis have agreed a £21.65 million fee for Anthony. Man United are getting a percentage of the sell-on fee. So that is Ten Hag's handiwork for you.
Sell on to where?
Great question. Let me take this caller. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Osben from Sotu.
All right, please go ahead, Osben.
Okay, so the weekend was kind of mixed feeling. At least my team won. Chelsea kept a clean sheet, but as an investor, it wasn't the best. Inter Milan losing, Atletico Madrid, Atalanta, all these people decided to put Asante in our guy. But as an investor, always an investor. With Man United, I think they should get Martinez from Aston Villa. It will help. Otherwise, I don't see the team moving from 16th to any place. Maybe they might go down. You need to solve the goalkeeping problem. Have a wonderful day.
All right, take care then. Thank you so much. From a Ghanaian perspective, Fiorentina are set to sign Tariq Lamptey. According to reports, they've agreed a €6 million fee. Ray, you are telling me that Tariq was already in Italy?
Yeah, Tariq is already in Italy.
Okay, and the Fiorentina people have confirmed that one too.
Fantastic.
So Tariq Lamptey is going to Fiorentina. Interesting move for Tariq Lamptey. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Q.
Yes, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
Michael from Oblivion.
Michael, please go ahead.
You see, today I want to talk about Mohamed Kudus.
You want to talk about Mo Kudus? Okay, let's talk about Mo Kudus.
You see, he should put in at the back of his mind that he's not getting younger anymore. He's growing, so he has to improve. Then his style of football at West Ham hasn't changed when he came to Tottenham. Why? Because he likes to stay on the ball for too long. And in this game, coaches don't like players like that. And you know that you're a good dribbler, but then you don't force yourself. When the dribble is not there, then you try to, just go round and come. You see, if you do that, small time, you see yourself at the bench. You don't go top because from now you are leading marksman. You are the chairman of our national team. So if you have the better form at that time, it will show or it will have effect on our national team.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at how Semenyo is playing at Bournemouth, he has taken the whole team and he's moving the team. But then Mohamed Kudus will elaborate on the ball, he will get dispossessed. Saturday I was watching. Just a simple pass to Ojugu Bentanko, just move into space, take the ball, then we are going. He will just be on the ball, doing all sorts of things, then he'll get dispossessed. So at the point I was saying that if Mohamed Kudus wants to go up higher, goes to the Chelsea, to the Arsenals, to the Real Madrid, the Bayern Munich, the Juventus, the big teams, the Barcelonas, the PSGs. It will just the simple things. Because right now you have bought about 50-something million pounds. And you're expecting that the next big move will be around 80 million, 85 million. I'm from Stuttgart, you bought around 70 million euros. You are better than that guy. You are better than that guy. So Tottenham Hotspur shouldn't be your limit. And if we aim higher, Liverpool is there, Chelsea is there, Manchester United is there. But then if you are playing this type of games, those coaches are watching you. They are all watching you. It will be that you are being so individualistic. But then that's not how to play. So me, I'm begging you, Kudus, if people are listening here or if people have contact with me, he should change the style of football. Just do the simple things. We know you can dribble, all right. But then you let those stats he got last season deceive him that he's the best player who can take some. He has good dribbles and all stuff. It's not necessary. What are you doing? Your impact. In your first game for Tottenham, you made 2 assists. Perfect. So you have to continue with that. You have to continue at least 1 assist, 1 goal, so that the eyebrows you are in the Premier League. All over the world, we are watching you. So if you put some good performance consistently, you see, you are trying to use big teams. Understand? But then I want to say something about you see, Liverpool players, they are the most relaxed. Imagine Man United bought Raymond
that amount of money. You see how his performance has been over the last three matches.
Mm-hmm.
But I see no one is talking about it. You see no one is talking about it too. About 150 million euros. You see his performance in games. You see no one is talking about it. Later.
Yep.
You hear me?
Yeah, they hear you. They listen.
Fernando Ju. So imagine if it was Man United. Or imagine if it was Chelsea.
I don't know what to say about that.
Because 150 million euros is no small money. But then in his last 3 games, no one is talking about it. Jimmy Carragher is quiet, Ghanaian is quiet, Roy Keane is quiet. But I don't know what they'll be talking about by this time. Thank you very much, Minister.
All right, thank you so much. It's 9 on the dot. Let's take a few more calls. 054 257 1061. 054 257 1061. Hello.
Yo, not so much guy.
Yes. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning.
What's your name and why are you calling from?
Barry, bro.
All right, please go ahead.
Charlie, I miss you. You the Raymond.
Yeah, Raymond is here.
Oh yeah, Charlie. How is the weekend?
Yeah, everything is fine, bro. Everything is good.
Everything is fine, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So Man United wins, so everything is fine.
Oh, as for that matter, we'll leave it for another day.
If so, you're right. The weekend is so bad. It's so bad for me.
Why?
It's very bad for me. Man City lost, Barca draw.
Oh.
I don't expect that. So the weekend is so bad. It's very bad. But
okay.
We look forward now. You don't have any option. That's the way.
Okay.
Thank you, bro.
All right. Thank you so much for the call. 054 257 1061. 054 257 1061. Hello.
Good morning, Nathan.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Annabelle.
All right, please go ahead.
Charlie, you guys now, you suffer before we get through. It's not easy.
Sorry about that.
Anyway,
there are so many people on the line. Please go
Raymond.
Yes, Raymond is here.
Charlie, your man did his thing again. Amorim. He was hiding in the dugout when Bruno was taking the penalty. What kind of coach is this?
No, but the point is, to be fair to it's something he's always done in his career. He never watched penalties at Sporting Lisbon. When I speak
but that is not a sign of a good coach, my brother.
Again,
you are the one who takes all these boys through the training and all that. You understand? You take them through, and when it gets to a critical point, when it was a penalty shootout, you couldn't watch. Understandable, because they crossed 10 kicks. But this one is within the regulation time, and a player is going to take a kick. That one too, must you go and hide? Charlie, anyway, the weekend was mixed feeling, as some of the callers are saying. Myself, I traveled, so I couldn't watch most of the matches. One of my teams won. Real Madrid won, Arsenal lost. But Liverpool, they shouldn't be too much happy about this. We just started the season, and we are not happy we lost to them. At least we could have played draw. Mm-hmm. Yes, we lost, but we're still going to move on. They shouldn't forget that they will also come to our end in the second round. By the way, kudos issues. He's playing for Ghanaians. If I say he's playing for Ghanaians, we are the people. That is how we appreciate players. If we can be very honest with ourselves, if we see people that dribble a lot, we say, yeah, they are the best players. But in this world of football nowadays, you do a little and then you release the ball. If you over-elaborate, you get the coach thinking and making some indecisive decision on you. Because sometimes you slow down the attack. When the strikers are dashing, going into open spaces for you to lay the ball for them, you keep holding on to the ball. And that doesn't make you the better player than anybody. Maybe he's happy with the statistics that comes out that, he's the most take-on player or whatever. He's happy with that. But the big coaches will never take you on in their team. They won't. Because you do a little, then you release the ball. Then you become very vibrant and relevant in your team. But if you over-elaborate and break down the attack without moving forward, my brother, it doesn't help. You should listen to some of these talks. We are not coaches, but we know how to watch the game and we understand how the game goes. You should listen and release the ball quickly. If there is enough space for you to do the take-ons, voila, you can go on and do it. You understand? But you will hold on to the ball. When it will get to a point, they will start putting you on the bench. Trust me. Because dribbling without end product being better, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't really make any sense. Now, let me go back to Amorim. The guy doesn't have heart for big teams, so we should understand that. He doesn't have heart for big teams. You know, United is not his kind of team. He's just trying. You can see the guy is stressed out. The team and the pressure, he cannot carry it.
But which manager has not been stressed out by Man United? Tell me.
That's why I'm saying, even Mourinho, Van Gaal, and all those big boys have been stressed. They've been stressed out. And how much more about a young coach like you? Why did he even came to this team in the first place? The team has a lot. Any coach that leaves, they go and say that this problem in the team is not a playing body issue. Even big coaches. Mourinho was second, and Mourinho was telling the whole world that that was one of his best performances in the league. When Mourinho is second, that means the problem there for him to go through and get to the second position, it was more like winning the trophy. So there is bigger issue in United that you young coach like this, you cannot handle it. You are just coming to try and say, think you can just shoot yourself up there and then you become one of the biggest coaches, because when United was going through turbulent period, you are the one who came in and then you started winning and you can't handle it. The team needs somebody, I don't know, but bro, Charlie, let someone also come.
All right, thank you. 6 minutes after 9. Let's take a few more calls. Let's not forget that there's Total English Football this morning. Yvonne Woyome will be back in the hot seat to pick out the bones from a very interesting weekend of English football. Let's take a few more calls and then we move the show on. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes. What's your name and where are you calling from? Good morning.
Good morning, please. My name is Action Weapon Palupa, calling from Kintampa Center of Ghana, Bono East.
All right. Thank you so much for calling.
Yes. Thank you very much for your wonderful program. This morning, I would like to take this opportunity to wish one of my brother. Today is his birthday. His name is Oboya Kintampa. Wish him long life, and then I wish everybody good luck in this month.
All right.
Yesterday, I would like to thank Kotoko coach because yesterday he won Champion of Champions. I was very, very, very so glad because yesterday I was supporting Kotoko, and Kotoko is my team always. If Kotoko is playing the way, my confidence level is so high, Richard. No be easy yesterday. I was very, very, very so glad for her. So I wish them all the best in the Africa and then Ghana Premier League. And Chelsea too, I wish them all the best. If God willing, the champions will be champions. They will win the English Premier League. God bless you all.
All right. Thank you so much. God bless you too. 8 minutes after 9. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. Let's take a couple of calls and then we proceed with the show. Let me take this one. Hello? Hello?
Hi, Mr. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
My name is Charles, calling from Ashorman. Good morning to Raymond as well.
Yes. Raymond is here. Please go ahead.
Right, so I want to talk about my club, Real Madrid.
Okay, Real Madrid. I watched the Real Madrid. I watched large chunks of it. At least I saw all the goals. So, yeah.
Yeah. It was okay. I mean, we got a 3 points, but still a lot of work to do. With regards to Madrid. I think we don't create enough chances. We do struggle with things that sit back a lot, So, and I'm still not too convinced with our defense.
What seems to be your issue with the defense?
I don't think we are able to, especially when it comes to area balls. I don't think we deal with them well. I'm still not sure if maybe I'm also not sure about the pairing, whether it should be Hudson, and then what's his name? The gentleman from Brazil. Rudiger.
Eder Militao.
Yeah, I think I prefer Rudiger with Hudson than Militao. But at least we got a 3 points for so many far calls, and it was okay. We got a 3 points, and then the Liverpool Arsenal game. I don't think it was too interesting. I prefer more from both teams. I mean, I don't like tactical games.
Well, unfortunately, that's where the game is now. You don't expect two big teams to go at it. Managers don't like the chaos. They like control.
I mean, it was a bit boring to watch, to be very honest, especially from Arsenal. Arsenal, they came defending. I don't know. I said that you spent a lot of money this summer. Go out. And what was shocking is that this Liverpool defense was there for the taking. Yet he was sitting back. He was so defensive minded. I don't think he lost anyone. Yesterday, you listened to his post-match commentary. He kept saying, "Well, Liverpool didn't really create any dangerous, chance, but you lost the game. I don't think you lost the game." So I didn't really enjoy the Liverpool Arsenal game, but that's okay. Liverpool got a 3 points, so that's fine.
All right, thank you so much.
Have a nice day.
All right, take care then.
Bye.
All right, 10 minutes after 9. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. All right, we'll take a few calls. Some WhatsApp messages have come in. I'd like to read those messages as well. Talking about the weekend, some very strange things were happening in France. PSG won 6-3, Lille won 7-1. Hello.
Hi, good morning, Nathan.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Victor. I'm calling from Temakon 25.
All right, please go ahead.
First, I want to say that I have tried dialing the number 96 times. I've been laughing at myself.
96
It's been crazy to get.
People are calling. Anyway, apologies, but
I think it's a good thing for the show that there's good traffic, but it's beautiful. But there's a couple of things I would like to react to today, though. So if I can just get the time. First, I want to talk about. So I'm a Tottenham Hotspur fan, so I want to just own my bias in the things that I'm going to say.
That's fair.
First, I'm going to start with Arsenal. I think that probably after 5 years. The understanding that everyone has about Mikel Arteta is that he's a good coach. But I think that's where it stays for Mikel Arteta. I think as far as elite managers go, I don't think that he's elite. His thinking, his ideology, particularly for big games, is quite sickening. Arteta goes into big games, if you've studied over the last 2 or 3 seasons, the idea, particularly away from home, the idea is to, if you like, not lose, right? So he doesn't go to win and just get a draw. And it's quite terrible. So after all these investments made in the team, you go to Liverpool, who are there for the taking as a matter of fact, and you're playing with 7 defensive players. I'm not saying that defenders, but players with defensive mindedness in the team. And it was quite a struggle to watch, to be honest. And for me, I think that Arteta is very overrated. I have said before, I called, I think 2 weeks ago in the show, and I said I was quite surprised, really, that he even stayed on the job at the end of last season. And after the investments that Liverpool have made, I'll talk about Liverpool in a bit, I think that Arsenal may probably not even finish second for us to just laugh at them like we do often. Now, on to Liverpool. It's crazy that with how good they've been over the last year and even at the start of this season, they're still investing this much. But then it brings into question this myth that Jurgen Klopp started, spreading the last few years, that Liverpool do not have the financial might to compete with the likes of PSG, Manchester City and Chelsea with regards to investment in the team. They've spent about £400 million this summer alone. Crazy stuff. I think that now everyone understands that Liverpool is not this, off-fund team that does not have owners who don't spend as much. I think that now it's gone. That myth is gone now, and they need to be, considered as a team who would also spend money. So that no one says that, Manchester City buys the league, and everyone else is doing proper football. So at least that myth has been broken for Liverpool now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually a good show of ambition on their part to still persist to go for Isak. And I think that everyone now, I had Manchester City as my favorite to win the league, but with this Isak signing, I think I probably need to revise my standings for the end of the season. Now, speaking of Isak, I think that that's another thing that we need to pay attention to is this club situations with footballers, right? Oftentimes, when a player is disgruntled with a club and they want to go away, the media narrative is quite unforgiving towards the footballer. And so it's always like the player is being unruly and the behavior is disgraceful and all of that. But I think the statements Johan Weza released over the weekend, I don't know if you guys are going to discuss that later, kind of like gives us a picture into how sometimes clubs tend to get away with being very unprofessional towards footballers. And so from just reacting from Weza's statement, apparently there was a gentleman's agreement with the club's hierarchy that if a good offer comes in the summer, they'll let him go. And it was in writing. And then the time comes and they're blocking it. But the media narrative makes it seem like it's another Isak situation, But then someone said on Sky Sports, I think 2 weeks ago, that it was almost foolish, but forgive my language, for Isak to say that there was an agreement with the hierarchy of Newcastle to let him go. But why was it not put in writing? Johan Weza's agreement was in writing and still happening to them. I think that clubs tend to get away with this when they tend to be quite unprofessional with players. And maybe now all of us will start to look at these things differently when players want to move on from clubs, that it's not that they are being unruly and they're being like Judases, to the clubs, that the professionals want to move on to other things, with regards to this sport. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is the PGMOL. I think that the Referees Association for the Premier League is messing up the best league in the world. The Premier League is really great. If you watch Serie A, you watch the Premier League, all these other leagues, the Premier League is head and shoulders above all of them, right? However, I think that the Referees Association is messing up the league. I don't know if it's our web-led leadership that is causing all of it, but the inconsistency, it's been just 3 game weeks in the season and too many controversies. And I think that if the league can pay attention to that, all of us will be happy. Now, as a Tottenham Hotspur fan, I think that Daniel Levy needs to go away.
You want Mr. Levy to go away?
We've had 3 whole months in the summer to properly invest in the team. And we're here on deadline day, not knowing if we're going to sign Savinho or Lookman, and there's rumors about Leao from AC Milan, ridiculous stuff. But we have 3 full months. I feel sorry for Thomas Frank, to be honest. It feels like he's been set up to feel like all other managers have been set up to feel by Daniel Levy. And so people spoke about Mo Kudus. I think that Mo Kudus is fantastic. The only minus in his game, though, and I said this to a couple of friends of mine when we signed him, is that he needs to keep his head up when he has the ball. When Kudus has the ball, it maybe feels like he's the only person on the pitch. It's the Andy Townsend kind of football where it's just him, and then he will just puff and puff, and when they start, he releases the ball and doesn't help anybody. But I think that it's been a great show this morning. Thank you, everybody.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you, Nathan.
Yes, what's your name again?
My name is Victor. I'm calling from Tamakomi 25.
Okay, Victor, thank you so much. I love all the points you've raised. Ray, I think Victor sent us a message. He was trying to call in and he couldn't. So he sent us some of the things he wanted us to discuss, and he's touched on all of them, right? So Spurs' agent, just look, can you see? No, not the one to your right, the message to your left. See that. Let's take one more call, and then we'll go through some of the WhatsApp messages, right? And then we can touch on a few things from over the beginning. Let me take this final caller for the segment, and then we move on. Hello.
Wow. Good morning, Nathan.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm good. I'm Boxtama calling from Kofodia. Okay, so please, I would like to touch on my United match. I mean, like people are too harsh on Ruben Amorim. I'm that kind of person that I like to give people second chance and all of that. I'm not a United fan, but I go to watch their match simply to ascertain why and how people watch the matches. And how come they come up with those criticisms.
Okay.
Upon watching the match they played last time, Nathan, do you agree with me that upon the second half, the match would have been buried?
Which one? The one against Burnley?
The one against Burnley.
Yeah, I mean, the United created very good chances, especially in the first half.
Decent chances. I mean, I was like, but how can they be playing this beautiful football and people will be criticizing? Is it that maybe they have issues with their coach, or is it because of the previous failure of the other coaches or of the team itself have clouded people's view of how this coach is performing? And even yesterday, I was going through some of their stats. It seems this season, this current season, they've had the bigger SG in the Premiership. And I was like, how do people view it? And even surprisingly, even Amorim is performing better than Pep this season, but no one is talking about it. It's always Amorim. So let's cut him time. So like, I think he will come good.
Okay.
I'm not a United fan, sincerely speaking, but with these 3 matches, I've gone to sit and watch. And what I'm seeing, I've seen glimpses of good things that will happen. 3 matches, Pep is leading somewhere, 13 for somewhere. So Charlie, they should cut him chance, like, and they should be optimistic that something good will happen. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. So much. 9:21. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. All right, let's go through some of the messages that have come in. This one says, I'm happy for Tariq Lamptey on his move to Italy. It says, I want to give my take on officiating. I think the officiating in La Liga in the past few seasons has been poor, and I hope the officials do something about that. And he says, thanks to Madrid and Chelsea for winning their matches. It is true, Ray. The last time we spoke to Alex Ashmore, I asked him that question, and he did say that a lot of the fans or the conversation in Spain is around officiating. Fans are not happy at all with what they see from the referees. And every week, there's always an episode.
Problem.
Every week, there's something happening. So it looks like that. And then Victor's 5 pointers, he touched on those when he finally got in after 96 times. Yeah. Interesting. This one says, I've been an ardent follower of your work. When Ten Hag okay, that's quite interesting. Let me read that. It says, when Ten Hag was in charge of United, one of the arguments you put across, which I always support, was his ditching the exciting brand of football he played at Ajax and playing a bizarre style at United, which made him unrecognizable. Okay, you held that position for a long time, even when others held a different view of the style. Now we have Amorim, who is telling us that it's my way or no way. However, you seem to change your position from the previous views you held on Ten Hag and advocating for Amorim to adapt a new strategy that fits the squad. I want to know, in case Amorim changes his style to suit the squad and he ends up repeating the Ten Hag way, where we cannot identify the formation or system he's playing, then where are we heading? My position is the management should provide him with the players he needs to implement his system. And if he fails, we know he was given the armory but failed to deliver. Interesting point. Elijah from Suhum says, I believe United are not there. They need about 3 transfer windows for a proper foundation to take off. However, so I'm continuing the message. However, hiring and firing of coaches like we've done over the years won't help the cause of the team. Regardless of what the results may be, I believe Amorim is the best man. As for Ole, they should hire him and fire him again the same day because he can never be a good coach. Elijah from Suhum.
Nathan.
Yes.
Have you? Let me bring your mind back to something.
Yes.
Have you realized that 2 former United coaches have been sacked back to back?
Yes. Jose and Ole.
And there's one who could possibly get the sack as well.
Eric Ten Hag, yes. He's facing the heat now at Leverkusen.
There was a lot of talk about the United players not being good.
Yes.
The managers were good, the players were not good, the players did the managers in, and all of those conversations we've had before.
True.
But realistically, United, after finishing second with Jose Mourinho,
yes,
and then winning the Europa League.
Yes.
In his second season, clearly, he was struggling to get things right.
Yeah.
Again, giving testimony to the fact that
in one season he finished second.
Yes.
One season finished sixth, but won the Europa League and the League Cup.
Yes. And then so second Europa League. Then in his final season, before he was
sacked after losing at Liverpool.
He struggled. Clearly, he struggled. At that time, we now realize that Jose Mourinho wasn't the man again. So poor coaching at that point. Poor coaching got United to sack him. The United went for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Interim did a good job
and then
with the same players we said were not good under Jose Mourinho.
Yes.
Did a job to a certain point. Now they gave him the job as the main man, and the wheels began to come off for him.
Finished second at a point. Wasted 3 semi-finals in 1 month.
Yes. So again, poor coaching cost United then. Then Erik ten Hag deceived us that he won 2 trophies in 2 seasons, and so he was still the man.
Anybody. He won 2
well, he won those trophies to buy time for himself.
1 League Cup.
But again,
as of the time he won the League Cup, his job wasn't in danger.
Yes. Won the FA Cup.
Then his job was that was it.
But you see, Nathan, you cannot tell me that under all these 3 managers, the players were so poor, the players were so terrible. Poor coaching resulted in Ten Hag losing his job. So now, Nathan, if all these 3 managers get the sack, if all the two are already gone, if Ten Hag joins, then it clearly means that United had serious issues with coaching.
So you said there were coaching problems?
No, coaching problems, yes. Player issues, yes, but mainly, largely, the coaches we brought in clearly could not find a way to get the winning machine to keep grinding our results. So I the fact that they are getting sacked from where they've gone, places where they don't have patience for mediocre performances or results that have gone down the hill, they'll get you out. So it vindicates the United hierarchy's position that we sacked the managers because they were not good enough. They've gone elsewhere, they are still not performing. So United didn't have good managers then. If United believe Amorim is the man, they believe Amorim can still do a job. Despite the fact that we are seeing traits of Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and Ten Hag's last days, they can continue to keep him.
Okay, so
but we are seeing all of that. So for me, I would not blame the players.
So you will not criticize players.
No.
You believe that there are coaching deficiencies, that every manager has had his deficiencies. Well, look, to be honest, I will agree with you. Some managers started off well. Once the opponents caught onto what they were doing, they weren't able to respond.
Yeah.
And they also made poor personnel choices. And it's the same across. Mourinho had that issue. Mm-hmm. At a point it was how to use Paul Pogba and where was Pogba's best position. And the team just couldn't find fluidity. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reign started off brilliantly. They won and won and won and won. And then when teams started to figure out that Man United only had a certain way of playing, it was the counter-attack. So if you stopped them from doing that, they were going to have problems. Or if you were not wide open, or if you played in a deeper block, they were going to have problems. And it is true. There were deficiencies to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's game. And I always say that against managers who were extremely superior, you could always tell that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a level or 2 below. In the Europa League final, you could tell.
Right.
Villarreal dragged the game to the shoot. People can say, oh yeah, it was a shootout. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was absolutely outcoached in that game. The shootout was a byproduct, whatever. Right? You can talk about, a lot of people say, oh, he did beat Pep a number of times. It is true. The antidote to Pep's style was always going to be sit back and play on the break brilliantly. But you could tell that in games where Ole now had to properly coach a side and get them to play, he struggled. And the zenith of that was getting smashed 5-0 at Old Trafford by Jurgen Klopp. The day he decided that, I'm going to play 1v1, go toe-to-toe with Liverpool, he got undone in 30 minutes. Liverpool had won that game very easily. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer even says it in that overlap interview that in hindsight, if he knew, he he would have done something different. But he told the players, it is Liverpool at Old Trafford. Let's go and play. He got down 5-0, and that was the beginning of the end. Eric Ten Hag, same thing. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Same thing. You know, and there were issues. There were structural problems he couldn't solve. His United teams now became too open. And now he created midfields that had Casemiro on an island and all this space around him to defend. Teams were smart. You get it?
Teams are still
smart. Teams are still smart. So the point is, Ruben Amorim...
And Amorim is doing almost the same things all of them did.
Yeah. So he has to figure out what it is he can do. Because as I always say, a good system is the one that highlights your players' strengths and hides their weakness. It's not like there are no weaknesses, but the system tries to hide a player's weakness. So Ruben Amorim must try to think of a way to hide his players' weaknesses. Now, over the weekend, I read a very interesting illustrative piece on Ruben Amorim's system. The reason why teams tend to break that system very easily is that his system requires players winning their duels one-on-one. So his team marks is a series of one-on-one duels all over the pitch that come together to ensure the success of the system. If somebody is losing their duel, it compromises the entire system. Right. And the system only allows 2 players in midfield, which means that those 2 players must be very energetic to combat 3 or 4 men, which means they must be able to run around a lot. And 3, the way his system can work is if he has players who are good on the dribble. If you can dribble, you disrupt the opponent's press. So against Grimsby and things, they will press one-on-one. When Kobe Menu broke the press and could dribble, it unleashed Mbeumo and he scored. Yeah. So those are the peculiar traits about Ruben Amorim's system.
And that system, that requires the 2 midfielders.
His midfielders don't either have the legs,
doesn't have the legs,
and he cannot
Bruno
dribble.
Doesn't have the legs too.
Bruno doesn't have the legs.
You need him to do a lot of running.
Yes, and Bruno is not that type of player. So that's Amorim. You see, so when we tell Amorim to adapt, or when people say Amorim to adapt, it's not necessarily go and play a back 4. No. The adaptation is, okay, this is what I want to do, but my players cannot do it. But I still want them. So what is it? Do I need to change positions? Do I need to put more men into midfield? Something will have to be compromised at one end to ensure that we can do what it is we want. That is the adaptation a lot of people talk about. The system itself is not it's not playing that system is not a bad way. Yeah. No, other people play it. The only difference is that other people have what it takes to do it. So Palace will play a 3-4-2-1 and they'll know how to manage their midfield. Yeah. There's Adam Wharton, there's Will Hughes, there's Jefferson Lerma. And they have all these other players they can throw into the midfield. So even though the midfield in principle will not have creativity, the duty to create will be shifted wide. Those days it was Eze. He's gone to Arsenal now. But it will be shifted to another part of the pitch and you still have the midfield that can still compete. So now the quality is, how do you even say it? The difference in quality now is in attack. So if United or Ruben Amorim can figure out that midfield and neutralize every other team, the quality he has in other places, he can use that quality to offset that difference. So look, he works with the team every day. I'm sure he's thought about it. I don't know what he's doing to fix the problem. The man is insistent that he'll play this way. Comes up to him, and I respect the managers who believe in what it is. They believe that this will work. But along the line, you adapt slightly to respond to the opposition. Because Man United, in this current iteration, it will be tough. And I said it over the weekend. United cannot afford to play games where they need more than 2 goals to win. It's unsustainable. So if you have to beat Burnley 3-2, it means that to beat Brighton, you probably have to score 4. Yeah. To beat Everton, you probably have to score 3. To beat Liverpool, only God knows how many goals you need to win against Liverpool. To win against Man City, only God knows how many goals. To win against Arsenal, you need to score more than 2, and they will find a way to score. So it's unsustainable. So Amorim needs to figure this thing out very clearly. I know he's smart and intelligent. You don't get to this level if you are a dumb coach. If you are a dumb coach, you will get, your level is at the bottom somewhere. But if you are here, it means you are good. And it means that all the things we see, you see as well. Right. It's now up to him to find a way to respond to those issues.
And that is where the problem
That is the problem now. Is how to respond. What does he do to respond? Does he throw an extra man into the midfield? What does it compromise? That's why I was telling somebody this and they were laughing. I said that's why he earns all that money and I earn
to do that thinking.
That's why I earn my salary. My salary requires that I think at this level how to organize a morning show, how to run the newsroom, how to allocate reporters, how to ensure that things work well. Amorim's job at that level is to manage Manchester United. So he has to figure it out. We'll be wrapping it up in a bit. More messages are welcome. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. We'll be wrapping it up in a bit. Remember, Total English Football is on at 10 or a little after 10. Yvonne Woyom is already here, strapped in her Tottenham Hotspur shirt. Yeah, it didn't really go too well for Spurs over the weekend. In terms of the numbers, I think they got done by Bournemouth. I have to check the numbers. They got really done by Bournemouth. And fans are saying that, what exactly is happening there? I don't know if Michael Asabwedi is joining us. Is he? Okay, Michael is on, right? Okay. Michael is back. Michael, thank you so much for joining us once again. I don't know which of the results from England you quickly want to touch on. There we can do a bit of Spain and Italy from over the weekend.
Yeah, I think it has to do with the upsets. You were just speaking about the Spurs lost at home to Bournemouth, and I think for one coach who's doing really well, and we've not actually shown the spotlight on, that is Andoni Raiola. Mm-hmm. I don't know how he does it, but for a team to lose as many as he lost Milos Kekes, Dean Huijsen, Zabani, then a couple of other players have left the side, but he's able to still put together a team that has not really played together for a consistent period because there are many new players in there. And he's still able to get results in this manner. Even in the first game they lost to Liverpool, you could actually tell that they did really play well. And then overcoming that Liverpool setback to win back-to-back games, going to the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to win against Spurs, who had just beaten Manchester City the week before, speaks volumes of how well Andoni Raiola is coaching his team. I'm very happy for them, especially that they have a Ghanaian player in there who is part of their success story. So kudos to Bournemouth for recording that victory. For Spurs, I think it was just a lesson learned. Maybe they would have to learn to build character because you can't beat Man City the week before and then lose to Bournemouth at home. It is quite disappointing. And also for Manchester City, nobody can actually tell what is wrong with Pep Guardiola and his coaching, but I have this weird idea that I want to put out. I think City will play better without Erling Haaland.
You think City play better without Haaland?
Yeah, they will do better without him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting note. You're not the first person to share this thought, though. I've heard a few schools of thought who believe that they are better off without Erling Haaland. I don't know where they'll go with that, but yeah.
Because he makes their play quite predictable. Because with Haaland in the team, you know definitely you are going to work the ball to the wide areas, try to get players who make overlapping runs, and then send in crosses from either flanks. It has become so predictable. So teams know how to defend against Manchester City without Erling Haaland. Maybe they try something different. They throw in something quite not so similar to what they are doing currently, because you have Omar Mamouche, you have Ryan Cherki. You can go with your Omar Mamouche as an unorthodox number 9, and then Cherki in the number 10 role. You play the players according to their strength. How about you do away with Haaland for a week or two, just to assess how things will be? Because Haaland does not really contribute to how Pep wants his team to play, passing, possession. He's not really that kind of player that will contribute in that manner. So already it means that if you are doing that without Haaland, you are short of numbers, and then you are short of options. It allows the opponents to plan and then shape their team in a way where they can press you easily and win back possession. Haaland in City's game actually affects their possession game, and I think that maybe if Pep will look at that, it would actually help. That aside, I think the overall City team are shorn of confidence as it stands now. They are not playing to their best of abilities because they are doubting themselves, especially when they are playing against an opponent and they concede, it hits into their head, and I think it would affect them. Again, they don't really have a very good goalkeeper. City could have coped with that in the Pep era, especially when they were dominating possession. By now, they do concede possession to some of the opponents they face, and they are conceding a lot of quality chances. That is where you need your goalkeeper to pull up some saves to try and then keep you in the game or fetch you a point. You can speak of Liverpool. They might not play well, but they have a very good goalkeeper who is able to thwart some of the efforts that opponents have at them. But you check Manchester City, James Trafford has not really convinced. Ederson is leaving. So I'm very happy that they are getting someone like Gigi Donnarumma on board, because at a point in time when City are at their lowest, they will need their goalkeeper to bail them out. And I think in Gigi Donnarumma, he is a better shot stopper than James Trafford or any of the other goalkeeping options that Manchester City has. And I hope that he's able to slot in and then help them defensively in terms of how weak and vulnerable they have become.
Okay.
And maybe they can look beyond that. But I'm happy Manchester United won, Chelsea won. So I'm good to go.
Wonderful. Let's quickly talk about happenings in Spain. What did you make of the La Liga weekend? Barcelona drawing away from home, Real Madrid getting a Vini winner against Mallorca. All the goals were scored in the first half.
I think that Alonso will need this win to keep convincing the players to work hard and play by his method, and then also to convince the fans that although they need to be patient, they can still be optimistic about how their season will pan out. And I'm happy for them. It looks like the players are now buying into it. There was a point in time where Kylian Mbappe was organizing the press for Real Madrid at a point in time. So it tells you that the players are now buying into what the manager wants to do. It would have been different if they were not getting the results. Then the players will start to doubt, is this guy really it? Albeit he's done some marvelous job at Bayer Leverkusen, but this is Real Madrid, and we had already won without him. Don't forget, there's a Madrid side that has won the Champions League, they've won the La Liga title. So it is difficult for a new manager to walk in, irrespective of what you have done in your previous job, and try to convince all the players to buy into what you want to do. It takes time, and then it also takes results like this. When you are not really playing to your best, but you're able to grind results against tricky or tough opponents, then it really convinces the players to buy into what you are doing, and then they follow through. And that is what I am seeing in the Madrid team. I'm happy for someone like Arda Güler. He's a player who did not really get much of a chance under Carlo Ancelotti. And Alonso is being used, albeit in a different role, but he's still shining. He's doing the job as expected. And it is only befitting that he got a goal in a game like this to crown off for his efforts right from the start of the season. Then Vini Jr. Alonso made a statement in benching him
in that game against Real Oviedo. He came off the bench, he scored, and then he started in the next game. He scored again consecutively, just to show that even if Mbappe might be looked at as the face of the current project, he still has a prominent role to play, and it is important that he gets in on the scoring act, because if he adds the goals to the kind of football he would deliver on the field of play, then I think it is making a solid case for him that the good season he had some 2 seasons ago was not a fluke. He's actually a player who has ascended to the top, and he is willing to stay there and then do what he's supposed to do. So I'm happy for Real Madrid that they were able to do what they did. In the Barca game, can we a full La Liga week without controversy? Is it possible? Because I think that
Michael, it's almost becoming impossible these days to have a La Liga weekend without an episode of officiating or some controversy like that.
It's baffling for a league classified as one of the top 5 leagues, a league as reputable as that of the La Liga. It is getting increasingly worrying that almost every weekend we have to deal with a refereeing controversy, and some of these issues or these concerns are very raceable. For instance, how can it you set up to play a game and then there is an incident? All of a sudden, the VAR is not functioning, so a referee cannot review a decision. And this is a crucial decision as well, because it led to a penalty for Barcelona. They scored, and then it gave them a lead. So imagine if Barca had won this game by that 1-0. Look at the controversy it would have generated. People are not really talking much about it because Rayo Vallecano were able to claw back into the game and then secure a point at the end of it all. But did they really need to happen? Can we affect some of these things? I think Javier Tebas, together with the rest of his team in charge of La Liga, we need to seriously consider some of these La Liga refereeing decisions. They have become very controversial, and it seems so partisan. It looks like it is favoring one side as against the other, and it does not help anybody, especially for a club like Barca, who have recently battled to overcome that attachment to the Negreira scandal. They will need to overcome some of these things. They don't need it. If Barcelona are that good, they need to win square and fair. If they aren't good, then their performance should determine the results that they get. But if it is perceived that they are being aided by referees and incidents like this play into that script, I don't think it is something that helps the league build an image or a brand that is full of integrity and also has transparency. It doesn't help the La Liga going forward. I think they quickly need to put to bed some of these issues and move on, because the football is good. Barca are playing well. Madrid are trying to get onto their feet. They are getting the results. It is good headline. You have Lamine Yamal scoring. Mbappe was scoring week in, week out until just last weekend. The battle of the number 10. You can sell the league on all these fronts, but definitely not on a refereeing controversy. And I think it is something that they really need to cater for. Other than that, it would actually affect the image of the league.
It's something, it's a conversation I'm sure we'll have going for. But Michael, we'll have to pull the brakes here and move it on. But thank you so much, Michael Asabredi, once again for joining us. Michael Asabredi joining us from Sporty 91.3 in Kumasi. That's how I wrap it up this morning on the Sporty Breakfast. My name is Nathan Kwa. I did this with Raymond Nyamador. And thank you for your time. Thank you so much for your time. We really, really appreciate that. Thank you for the calls. Thank you for the calls. And everybody who managed to send us a message, we really, really, really appreciate it. You guys are a good sport. You have made the show what it is, and it is your show. It's not mine or ours. Let me thank my production team. Let me thank my DJ, the guys on social, Emmanuel I Am Guy and Fly, the technical team. Shout outs to all of you. My name is Nathan Kwao. Signing out on the Sporty Breakfast. We'll catch you tomorrow. Coming up next is Total English Football with Yvonne Woyomi and her team. They're already getting ready.